In the heart of dense forest of Africa, there was a small village called Mbola, whose inhabitants lived peacefully for many years. Everyone knew each other and had a friendly and uncomplicated society. But in the midst of this village, there lived a woman who had become strangely and incredibly famous. Fatima, the milk seller. She was a beautiful, calm, and always kind woman that every morning with a basket full of bottles of milk went to the market. Milks that were more than a simple drink according to the villagers. The woman of the village believed that his lions were miraculous. Babies grow well, and patients recovered after taking it. Fatima came to the market every day and quickly sold her milk. But days and months passed, and something seemed strange. She never tired of producing milk, and even seemed to bring more milk to the market every day. Where did this huge amount of milk come from? How could a woman alone be able to produce such a quantity of milk? At first, the people of the village considered this a sign of miracle and blessing. But as time passed, rumors and doubts increased. The first person who noticed this was an old and wise woman named Ziana. She was the grandmother of several children who suffered from various diseases for years. But after consuming the milk of Fatima, they miraculously recovered. Ziana, who was aware of the power of medicinal plants and traditional medicine, gradually became suspicious of these lines. She believed that nothing happens without a reason, and this amount of milk cannot be normal. But she decided not to say anything for now until she found a convincing proof. At night, when the village fell into silence, Ziana wandered around Fatima's house in the dark. She had been hearing a strange sound every night from Fatima's house, a sound similar to an unintelligible whisper or muffled cry. These voices soon reached the ears of some neighbors, and now rumors spread among the people. Some said that Fatima was connected to mysterious and unknown forces, and others claimed that she practiced black magic. Ziana gradually got more bold, and one night she decided to sneak closer to Fatima's house with one of her grandchildren. From behind the small and dirty window of the house, they saw a scene that they could never forget. Fatima was standing in front of an old mirror, trying hard to meet her breast while her body looked unusually bent and thin. But this milk was strangely thick and wetter than usual. A pungent smell was coming from that space, which made Ziana's granddaughter pass out suddenly. Ziana, who was very frightened, immediately brought her grandson back and shared the story with some of the men in the village. At first, they didn't believe her words and considered it a baseless rumor. But when one of the children in the village developed a sudden and mysterious illness after consuming Fatima's milk, everyone became suspicious. The child, who was always healthy and energetic, suddenly developed a high fever and severe chills. The local doctor, who rarely encountered such symptoms, could not make an accurate diagnosis, and this caused most people to stay away from the lines of Fatima. But the main disaster had not happened yet. One cold winter night, a group of men decided to sneak into Fatima's house and see what was happening there. They slowly approached the house and entered with a low voice. At first, everything seemed normal, but when they went to the back room, they were met with a terrifying sight. Large barrels containing a strange white liquid were lined up in the corner of the room, and next to them a number of empty bottles and unknown medical instruments. Fatima was sitting in the corner of the room, but her face was no longer the kind of beautiful woman. Her skin was pale and bruised. Her eyes had an unusual glow, and his body looked unnaturally thin and gaunt. Shocked by the sight, the men quickly retreated, but Fatima noticed them. "Truth is always bitter, isn't it?" she began to laugh in a hoarse, scary voice. Her voice was so terrifying that one of the men fell to the ground in fear. The next morning, the news reached the whole village. People were terrified, and from that day, no one dared to approach Fatima's house. This house was known as a cursed place, and everyone avoided it. Years passed, and nobody heard from Fatima until Ziana decided to go to her house and inquire about her condition. When she entered Fatima's room, the strong smell of cooked meat and milk fell on the floor. She came to her senses after a few minutes and entered the room where milk barrels were kept. Fatima was lying very sick on the bed because of the filth of ants and insects eating his flesh. Ziana, who was very scared, slowly moved forward and "Didn't you know that's nonsense? What you give to others always comes back to you. And sometimes the price is more than you think." Fatima, who was unable to move her head, confirmed Ziana's action with her eyes and died. What we give to others, be it good or bad, will eventually become back to us. This concept reflects the law of karma and the cycle of action and reactions. The actions we take, whether to help others or to hurt them, somehow have an effect back into our own lives. I hope you enjoyed this story. If so, please like the video and comment on what you learned from it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more enchanting tales, just like this one. Thank you.